I'm not gonna make it. God, walk away. Didn't get that before.
Pendeltåg mot Västerhaninge avgår om 8 minuter från spår 3.
And then we go to somewhere near the public library.
I just have the reflection of me with my camera and you with your hot dog. Kind of love it.
And wander around.
Lots of things to see in Uppsala. That's the point of this clip. Oh my gosh, it keeps going. Here's the Biotopia that Tequila was talking about.
How big is this university?
There on the hill.
I would try it if it's taken care of properly.
On Valborg, which was April 30th, the university has a big festival, and they do the ducks. But along with the ducks, they do the race. So all the different college students build boats, and you'll see in a minute there's a falls down there, and they start at the other end of the falls, and the boat has to make it over the falls and make it down to here. Then we can stop and pause. I don't know what that is. I know what that one is. That's the Catholic Church.
Remember, surströmming is a classic dish.
Traditional Uppsala meal. Does it say anything in English? It absolutely doesn't. He's thinking. Knackebrod. Or förlåt. Glass of pee.
Egg broad.
Brod.
Wow. Oh my God.
And these stuff you can search.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice.
I wanted to be sure. I wanted
What are you taking a picture of, Amelia?
What? Just the plates.
Thank you.
Just the plates.
I like the building house.
Paul, come on. Doing that the whole trip. Come on. And you haven't been.
Picture you can get.
I thought they said
They brought a lot of plants to Sweden from all over the world, and as you kind of notice, Sweden's outdoor temperature is not very conducive to many plants. So the building at the end there that we're looking at is called an orangery, and that's because inside it's huge. If you look at the facade, it goes way back, but it's lots of different internal environments so that they can keep all of those plants.
Yep.
Yeah, we have a tour, I think, around 2:30.
Yes.
Yes.
And it's me.
Oh, right.
Please, come in. So, I have to ask you, do you know much about from here? Good Friday battle. And they discovered that a lot of people were buried down there when they were making a new biker lane. So they were digging for biker lane. Not that long ago, 15 years ago or something like that. And they discovered a lot of skeletons. So what do you do when you find a skeleton? You phone the police. And the police said it was a little bit too late for them. About 500 years ago. So, anyway, Gustav Vasa built a fortress and he wanted us to defend the city. And I usually joke about that this is the best fortress ever built. Because after it was built, we have had 0 battles in Uppsala. Of course, there are plenty of rumors about this. And one says it should go to the church. But it's a little bit the wrong direction. That was Queen Elizabeth I. And she had a habit, she never said yes to a proposal. She neither said no. She always said, I will think about it. Very diplomatic. So Eric actually tried to propose to her several times. And actually, I read some note that he had proposed so many times, he actually wrote a letter to him saying, I'm not going to marry you. But when he was trying, he wanted to go to England himself because he thought if she saw him, she would fall in love. But Daddy wouldn't let him. So he persuaded his younger brother, you want to go to England. And Johan did that. He proposed for him. And he had a very fun time in England. He didn't get an answer, of course, but he had very fun. And he learned a lot of sports. Because the Englishmen had started with sports. And one new sport was to blow air into a pig bladder and kick it between you and trying to hit a goal at each end. Somebody can dare to guess what game it could be? Football. Yeah, predecessor of football. Second game he learned, and which he brought with him to Sweden. It was a game when you had a big hall and you put up a rope in the middle and you had a racket and then you hit a ball across this rope. And it's the predecessor of tennis. So you could say he was the first football player and tennis player of Sweden. But it's funny. Anyway, we're jumping in time a little bit. 1560, the old king, Gustav Vasa, dies. And he has decided he should be buried in the best place in Sweden, in the Cathedral of Uppsala, at the best place. And his son fulfilled his wishes. So when he died, he and his first 2 wives, they had been buried earlier, of course, but they were picked up and brought here, all 3 of them, in caskets covered in black velvet. On top of them were wax figures in full size, dressed as the king and queens. And they were taken here, carried down. And one of the men who got the honor of carrying the casket of the king down was Svante Sture. And when he came up, he had the king's sword and turned it to the king, new king, and said, "You are now king of Sweden." 1 year later, the young king, Erik IV, he should be coronated in Uppsala. And he had invited everybody he could. He was a little bit disappointed because there wasn't that many royal families and higher-ups, mostly ambassadors, and of course all the nobility in Sweden and all his siblings. They came here to the south, where the boat landed at Tromsø, and there was 1,000 horses waiting to take them up here. And he had placed out young Sami girls with reindeers, so everybody could see how exotic it was in Sweden. They came here, and the party should be here, but he had just started to rebuild the castle, so mostly was living down in town. And then of course he had temporary buildings up here, because this should be the big party here. On the morning of the coronation, he had red cloth rolled out from the top of the stairs here, all the way down to the dome. So he walked on a red cloth carpet. And then he was coronated and came back here, and they have a party for at least 3 days. They had tournaments and animal fighting, and they had dances and dinner and fireworks. So a big, big party. Yeah, and for this occasion, he had made the royal ensigns. He had made the crown, the scepter, the apple, you have the crown, scepter, apple, sword,
Ring?
and key.
Key.
And the sword was Gustav Vasa, but the other he made for the coronation. And they're still in the treasure chamber in Stockholm. So it's the same crown as the king's. The kitchen was placed outside the castle due to the fire risk. And they had to be somewhere. And on top of it all, on that wall over there, somebody has scribbled down pictures and letters. You can see some of them. Where the cannons were placed. And of course the royal garments.
What? Oh yeah, I forgot. Okay, okay, let's
I
go.
thought you were gonna change your profile. Who said that?
I think that was Jayu. Or
Spongy, exactly, perfect word, because it works like an eraser. If you took out the inside from a look, it works like an eraser. And it worked beautifully. This is the sub-state entrances to this cathedral. Just feel free to sit. All these, on the phone, just to spread the rumor. And all these side chapels, in the Roman Catholic days, they were all sort of independent churches. There were over 20 in all, and they had their own priests. People in the city, they could come and, let's see, I'm going to make a journey. I choose that side chapel, that priest, give some donations, and they say some extra prayers for me so I will come home safely. All over houses, like the first office, the very sad thing, housing it, and many of them are also very into some new food. Yep, everyone here? Now, we have entered one of the largest side chapels. Painting up there, it shows the old town of Krakow, and it still looks the same today. They can barely, almost identical. Oh, that is the house where my friend lives, and that is the house where I buy these and these things. Eric, who was to be our patron saint, King of Sweden, from 1150 and 10 years onwards. He was considered here good, fair king. He went up, at 1160, he was attending service in a small wooden church, at the time standing exactly where the high altar stands today. If you had any disease, just go there, have a sip of the water, and you will be cured. If you were blind, put some water on your eyes, and you could see again. Actually, there are 3 wells. One is just inside the cathedral. There was like a small, say, kiosk shop. So you could stand online from the outside, ask for a cup of water. I don't know how much it would cost you. Another one, the more famous one, is down by the river, by the banks of the river. It's a small tower, crown on top, and there is, I don't know if there's a tap, but drinkable water if it's on. He and his fleet had fought a lot of battles against the Danes. We were accompanied by the Danes, Danish soldiers and Danish tax collectors. Well, if we go to the next painting, to show just one of many battles where we tried to get rid of the Danes. Them for a huge loan. Not to give him the money, but a huge loan. He got it. And then he knew exactly where to look for the soldiers. Have you been traveling anything in Sweden? Here, next painting, shows just one of many legendary, I should say, stories about how he managed to escape. I mean, from Germany, he was heading through Denmark, northbound through the southern part of Sweden, towards Dalarna. All the time, Danish soldiers trying to have him captured. And he escapes in so many fantastic ways. Here's just one of the kind of one. He's dressed to be dressed like a farmer's hand. A girl working for the farm stands there. He can't be a farmer's hand. Have you seen the beautiful shirt that is hiding underneath his very ordinary clothes? That is just one of many where he manages to escape. And the farmer just said to the young man, "Oh, go son, start with protection. It's what you're here for. It's what you're paid for." He survived once more. And there are many fantastic stories, like one, like a privy, not standing on ground, but being high up on the side of the wall of the house. He escaped by jumping down from one of those. Don't know where he wanted to land, but he landed and survived, he escaped. And another one, he was in a sledge with hay, winter time, drawn by horses, and the farmers had hidden him in the hay. Danish soldiers came up to the sledge and "Have you hidden anything here in the hay?" "No, no," the farmer said. And they had like big arrows, no, spears would work, thank you. The soldiers took spears then and tried to find something in the hay, but nothing. No one screamed, at least. And they let the sledge go on. Afterwards, the farmer went to the hay stand and said, "Hey, are you okay there?" And they saw there was blood dripping in the white snow, like a pearl beads. So here, something wrong. He took the horse's sword here, make a cut to make it look like the blood was coming from the horse. So when the soldier realized there was blood on the snow, came back to the sledge. Oh no, it was just a horse, nothing inside the haystack. Okay, he survived once more. Many, many stories like that. Rebellion, but you know, quite natural, I say, they hesitate. They thought that we already have freedom now, and if it turns out to be just another failure, well, what will happen to us next? So they turned on his offer of being their leader, and he, disappointed, thought there was nothing else left for him to do just to flee to Norway. However, after 2 days of discussion, men had changed their minds. They sent their fastest skier after him, found him, persuaded him to come back, and it was a success. Now, perhaps some of you will wonder, how can you actually find someone who started out 2 days earlier? First of all, you don't know exactly where to look for him 2 days ahead. Well, we don't think that Gustavus Vasa ever knew how to ski. We think that he walked on like snowshoes, you know, the ones looking like big tennis rackets. Could explain was he was quite slow, and the fastest skier found him. And have you heard about the Vasa ski race? It runs 90 kilometers, exactly the same distance they took in 1520s. It's changed, it's the opposite. This is the actual goal site now, not the start. And where we found Gustavus Vasa is where they now start. I think there were about 16,000 competitors this year. Around one part of the ridge to change for now, but he took it very slowly, very wisely, to let people adjust to all the somewhat new ideas. But he also gave us a translation of the Bible to the Swedish language. Before that, most of the sermons had been held in Latin. Not many people understood. Men doing all the important works. They have, now I lack the words for it, but sort of a burial monument. It's actually longer coming in. 50 square meters is a normal flat for 2 rooms, like a bedroom, a living room, kitchen, and office. To be symbolized in Denmark in any way. Because the Danish flag was everyone who could afford to wanted to contribute to having this church in use again.
You can even check in a bike. Is this? That's the theater, the little theater.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah.
That was a good callback. Just get the tea. Restaurant.
Thank you.
One is with the black tea, it's a coconut pulp as we call it here in Sweden, and then the butter is with carrot mint.
Stormaktstidens Sverige